We good? Now, 164 pounds, does that represent part of his body or his whole body? That's his whole body. So 164 represents his whole body. We want to know what part of his body is fat. Now we cross multiply. Multiply the two numbers that are diagonally across and divide by the loner. So we're going to do 164 times 13.7 divided by 100. And it says round your answer to the nearest tenth. What is this to the nearest tenth?
22.5.
So that means 22.5 pounds of his body is fat. 22.5 pounds of his body is fat. I will do several different types. Hold on. Let me, I'm gonna skip around. Do we know what commission means? What is commission?
Where you make a portion of money for selling something.
When you make a portion, selling drugs is commission.
Let's talk about some drugs.
I gotta make it real life.
Can we sell cars?
Selling cars. Selling cars is commission. Selling houses is commission. When you make a cut off of selling something, your cut is the commission. So the more you sell, the more you make. If you go into a store and somebody says, "Can I give you a bag? Can I help you? Can I help you find something?" That means they're making commission. If you go into a store and you can't find nobody, they don't make commission. If you go into a store and when you check out, they'll say, "Who helped you? Did somebody help you? What was their name?" That means they're getting commission. Okay? So, commission is their cut, how much they're bringing in. Sell, how much did they sell? So if you go to a car lot, everybody comes to you because they want to sell you that car, because they want to get their cut, their commission. Because if they don't sell nothing, they don't get a paycheck, or they get very minimal. So, this problem is talking about a commission. So we're going to use this one, commission and total. Commission is going to be the top, total is going to be the bottom, and it's always percent over 100. So where's the 540 going to go?
On top.
On top, that is my commission. The 3,600, where's that going to go? That is the total of the merchandise that I sold. Now the question says, find your rate. Rate is another name for percent. So if somebody told me I made $540 by selling $3,600 worth of stuff, I want to know what percent are they making? What is their percentage of their cut? So if I go to my calculator, what two numbers am I going to be multiplying? 540 times 100 divided by 3,600. This means they are making 15% of everything they're selling. So whatever they sell, they make 15% off of. Ain't bad at all. I'd give me a job. I'd be selling it too. Oops. Cut. All right. Some of you may have done, let me try to get your pictures. I feel like paparazzi up here. All right, some of you may have done this one. I do this one as a part over a whole. When I do this, but there's other ways to do it. But for me, it's easier to do part over whole equals percent over 100. Part over whole equals percent over 100. So, it says for both problems, what is the percent? So right off the bat, I know that I'm solving for percent. Now, for Part A, do not smoke. Who are my do not smokers?
26.
You see those are my do not smokers? So is do not smokers the part that don't smoke, or is that everybody?
Everybody.
Everybody don't smoke?
No, it's
Part. Only part of the people don't smoke. You with me? So part of the crowd does not smoke. So the 26 plus the 114 represents the part of the population that doesn't smoke. What is the whole population?
Everybody.
Which is the 200 that were in the survey. You with me? So my part is going to be the 26 plus 114. So if I add both of those up, 2, 3, 4, that's 140 over the 200, which was everybody I surveyed, equals X over 100. And then I do my cross multiplication. Now, for Part B, this time I'm looking for people who do not exercise regularly. $54 and 114. Does that represent the whole people or part of the people? That's not everybody. Only part of the people don't exercise. So 54 plus 114 is 168. And what is the whole? Again, it's the 200 people that I asked. And I would cross multiply. So for Part A, it would be 140 times 100 divided by 200, and then 168 times 100 divided by 200. And you may have done it different, which is fine. I just do all mine the same. That way I don't have to think of a different, and we're solving for percent, so I put my percent sign behind it. So I just do all mine the same. All right. Let's look at this one. This one talks about sales tax. So I come over to my list and I find the one that deals with sales tax. So I'm going to do sales tax over purchase equals percent over 100. Where's the $20.40 going to go? Sales tax is $20.40. Where does the $3.40 go? At the bottom or at the top?
I think it's at the bottom.
It says find the rate.
Okay.
Rate is your percent.
So it goes up, at the 2.
So by default, this is going to go at the bottom. Because rate is another name for percent. So we're going to cross multiply $20.40 times 100 divided by 340. And y'all, when you go to different towns, like I live in Hartsville. So if I go to Hartsville and buy a shirt at Belk's, and if I go to Florence and buy the same shirt, it's going to cost different because sales tax is different from town to town. So this one, I bought $340 worth of merchandise and my tax was $20.40. I forgot what the sales tax was. This had a 6% sales tax. But if I bought the same merchandise in Hartsville, there's an 8% sales tax. Cool? All right, let's see what else we can find. I like this one. In a recent year, 22.9% of all registered doctors were female. If there were 58,400 female doctors, how many were in total? Round your answer to the nearest whole number. Which one am I using?
Difference in original.
Am I using tip, part, tax, difference, discount, or commission?
You said difference, and that's what you said.
Difference? I'm gonna use part on this one. Jay, I'll show you a difference one in just a second. This one's gonna be part over whole. Where does the 22.9 go? Your percent. Where does that go? A lot of people say, oh, that's a big number. That's gotta be your whole. 58,400 female doctors. How many total doctors? So do the girls represent all doctors? The girls only represent part of the doctors. We want to know the total doctors, which is girls and boys. You see? Girls are just part of the doctors. We want to know the total doctors, which is everybody. Everybody sees that big number and automatically thinks that's got to be the total. So, when I do my cross multiplication, 58,400 times 100 divided by 22.9. Now, my next big hurdle is that the problem says round to the nearest whole number. Because we're talking about doctors, we can't have part of the doctor. What number am I going to underline for whole numbers? What number am I going to underline for whole numbers? Which number? I'm going to underline this one. So 255,022. That's going to be my answer. We good? All right, Michael, will you turn around and... Just shut it. There we go.